Thank you. Jesus Christ. I had a fun weekend. How about you guys? So, it's been a while since I've done a vlog, and as you can see, I've zoomed out my camera for the occasion, so I have plenty of space to wave my arms around. But yeah, it's been a fun weekend. For those of you who don't know, PAX East was last weekend, March 28th to the 31st, and I've gone to every single PAX East since the first one, which was in 2010, I want to say. But whatever, I've been going for feels like 10 years, that's for sure. But this year was no exception, and I wanted to give you guys kind of an idea of what happened, not because I want to like rub it in your face like, yeah, I went to PAX and you guys didn't, but more like I wanted to just give you an idea of what I go to PAX to do and what I saw, so that you can be excited as well. But a few things that I wanted to go over here first. So I went Friday and Sunday, and the weirdest thing happened on Friday. I had been there for maybe 5 minutes on the expo floor, and I was walking through, and somebody just like poked me, and I was like, don't I know you from somewhere? And I was caught completely off guard. I was like, maybe? Who are you? And he's like, yeah, I feel like I've seen you somewhere before. And I was like, maybe on YouTube? But I was so not ready for it that I kind of totally blanked on, you know, hey, I'm from CharacterSelect, I have a channel on YouTube. So if that was any of you, I apologize. You caught me very off guard, and I am not used to social situations. So if that was you, I'm sorry. Hi. Yes, it was me. If it wasn't any of you, then I guess that guy thought I was somebody else. So feel free to leave a comment down below if it was you, though, because that would be funny to me. And also so that I can properly say hi. But so here's what happened over the weekend. Phenoxo and Sonara actually came for PAX, which was kind of a big deal because they're not, well, Phenoxo is a traveler, but Sonara really isn't. And they spent the weekend here from Wednesday to Monday. They actually flew out yesterday. I'm recording this on Tuesday. This video is going up on Wednesday. But they had a really good time. We went on, like I said, we went on Friday and Sunday. So we had a day in between where we got a chance to do stuff. And what we did was we went to this place in New Hampshire called Fun Spot. And Fun Spot is recognized by the Guinness World Records Association as the largest arcade in the world. So they have like something like 300 video or arcade machines there, and we basically spent an afternoon there and had a lot of fun. It was really good. I haven't been there in almost 9 years. We played and finished the Simpsons arcade game, which, if you haven't played that, it's kind of your basic beat 'em up, but it was a lot of fun to play and do. So we had fun with that. And we also, there are also ticket machines like skee ball, things like that, and we played those, and we played some skee ball, and we got enough tickets that everybody got a souvenir glass, which I just realized I probably should have gotten and brought in here, but yeah, we all got a souvenir glass with our tickets, which probably we didn't spend enough money to actually... We spent enough money on the ticket machines that we actually could have bought the glasses outright. That's the way those things go. So it was a lot of fun. But PAX is... The reason that I go to PAX is threefold. For one, it's tradition. I've been going since it began, and I'm going to keep going as long as I can, because I have a lot of fun, if not necessarily at the show, then planning and preparing and spending time with friends at the show. Two, I go because I want to see what games have just recently come out, what games are coming out, so that I can maybe play them in preparation for stuff on the channel. See what's good, what's not, and all that stuff. And then 3, I go because I want to check out board games and stuff like that, and that's always fun to do. And I guess the fourth reason is I just like spending time with my friends. It's a lot of fun to go to a convention and indulge in the thing that you enjoy. The fun that you can have with friends looking at the stuff that's there. I would never go to a convention on my own. I will always go to a convention with people, but it's not fun to do it alone. It's fun to experience it with somebody. So if you ever get a chance to go to a convention and you're like, not sure if I want to go and spend the whole day there on my own, invite somebody to go with you. See if they can make it. It's totally worth the price of admission right there. But things that we saw at PAX. I took a lot of pictures of some things. I'm just going to go through them in the order that they're in my pictures folder here. Because they're completely out of order. But yeah, these are the games that caught my eye. Some of them I played, some of them I didn't. But let's see here. Okay, so Earth Defense Force Iron Rain was there, which is Earth Defense Force 5. It's coming out, today's going to be the 3rd. So it's coming out next week. It looks like Earth Defense Force 4 with a coat of polish, some new mechanics, like fencers, I guess, can get, overdrive their armor so that they can move a lot faster and stuff like that. I didn't get a chance to actually play this one. The line for it was pretty ridiculous, but it looked like it was just more Earth Defense Force, and I'm fine with that. It looks like it could be fun. What else we got here? Cell to Singularity Evolution Never Ends. Kinda looks like what Spore was supposed to be. Spore feels like it was supposed to be that, but it never actually delivered on that. If you don't remember Spore, it's a game that came out 10 plus years ago, from Will Wright, the guy that made SimCity. So he promised all kinds of things. You're going to start as a lowly cell and then evolve into a spacefaring organization, and it did that. It just didn't do it very well. But that looked kind of interesting. This was an indie developer that did this, so I'm not sure exactly how well this is going to go, but it definitely looked pretty good from what I saw. We saw the the crew from Into the Spider-Verse, which we also watched while Phenoxo and Sinara were here. Eleni and I watched it with them for the first time, and my God, that movie is amazing. It is so good. And yes, that is noir Spider-Man kissing actual Spider-Man in the background. That's awesome. There was also a Spider-Gwen off to the right, but unfortunately she was posing for somebody else, so I didn't get her in the picture. And then another cosplayer was Bob Ross, literally just standing around with an easel on his back. Just asking people to draw on it and commenting like Bob Ross. It was great. If you, I'm not sure who this guy was, but my God, man, you pulled that off amazingly. Well done. This was, did I not get a better picture of it? My pictures are all out of order. Yeah, hopefully there'll be a better picture of this later. This was Samurai Showdown. They're remaking the original Samurai Showdown, and it looks really good. I played it a little bit back in the day. I'm not really a big fan of fighting games, or I am a big fan of fighting games, just not very good at them. But I remember playing Samurai Showdown a lot back in the day. It was a game that was at the local pizza place that I went to for lunch at school, like 3 out of 5 days a week, because they had like $2 pizza slices and a drink. So super cheap for a kid in like 4th grade. But yeah, I played it a lot there, and it was a lot of fun. So I'm really looking forward to that. This I only got like a glancing picture of it, and it's super blurry. This is the new game from the guys that made Shovel Knight, Yacht Club Games, the Cyber Shadow. You can see it kind of in the middle there. It's basically Ninja Gaiden with like a level up system, kind of like The Messenger, only it looks a bit more 8-bit, so it looks interesting. This was me taking a horrible blurry picture. Oh my God, I can't believe how blurry that is. My camera sucks. Don't use your phone, people. We were just walking around the first day, and I was like, wait a second. Is that Pro Jared? And Commander Holly? And oh my god, it totally is. So they were just doing autographs, and we had just arrived at the perfect time that I was able to just jump in line and get autographs from all of them. Pro Jared is a YouTuber that I follow on YouTube a lot. I really like the way that he plays games, but he is he was a cool guy, and I feel really, really bad because I basically was so excited to meet Pro Jared that I ignored the other people in the Waffle crew. This is a dice camera action thing. So they had Commander Holly, they had Nate Wants to Battle, and I can never remember the one who plays Evelyn. I can never remember her name. Anyway, they were all there, and I was so excited to meet Pro Jared, I basically ignored them, and I felt so bad about it for the rest of the day. I know there's no chance that they're ever going to watch this video, but I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Loading the next picture. Oh, this is like a short, like 5-second video that I took. Gardeford actually asked me to check out Young Souls, which is a game from Arcade Games, I think is the name of the company. It's basically looks like a side-scrolling beat-em-up. I got a chance to play it for about 5 seconds. Well, not 5 seconds. I got a chance to play it for about 10 minutes on my own. It was a little buggy, but it seemed like a pretty solid beat-em-up. It had multiple moves. It had different gear that you could get, special abilities. It looks really cool. Gardeford's interested in it, so we might do that on the channel in the future. There's a new Divinity Fallen Heroes game, or a Divinity game coming out called Fallen Heroes. I didn't even take a look at it. I haven't played any of the Divinity games. I own Divinity 2, or Divinity Innocent Sin? Divinity 2. What the hell is the name of that game? Good lord. Divinity Original Sin 2. And I also apparently own Dragon Commander and Original Sin 1, which I did not realize. And I've played it for maybe a hot minute. We were originally going to do Original Sin 2 on the channel until I found out that people have schedules and it just didn't happen. But yeah, apparently there's a new Divinity game coming out. It looks pretty cool. Katana Zero! Katana Zero is an amazing looking game and I can't wait for it. I was actually had a chance to play this at PAX East last year, and it was, it's an amazing platforming game with time control mechanics. Looks really, really dope. I can't believe I just said dope unironically. It looks like Cyberpunk Samurai Neon Extravaganza, and it looks really cool. I'm super excited about this. I think this is coming out later this month. Mask of Semblance is an actual game that Kylan was super interested in also last year. He played this for, I think, like 30 minutes with a developer asking a whole bunch of questions. Basically, it's like an isometric kind of beat-em-up adventure game, similar to Bastion, but it has more of a... The character is more of a character. The mask that he wears is constantly talking to him, and he is talking back to it. I don't really know what the plot is. The devs were pretty tight-lipped on that. But I'm really looking forward to it because it was a really fun game to play. I'm actually kind of disappointed that they still don't have an official release date for it, because I've been looking forward to it since last year. Oh, the Camlink 4. I was just walking around and I saw Elgato stuff. And I was like, oh, Camlink 4. I could get an actual camera and plug it into my computer instead of this webcam that I've got. And then I realized that this webcam that I got is actually kind of okay. And the Camlink 4 requires that you also buy a really expensive computer. So I passed on that. Quantum League kind of looked like... I'm trying to remember what this was. Oh! Was this the... I think it was. No, this was time travel. It looked like an arena-based shooter with time travel mechanics. It looked interesting. Phenoxo seemed like he was interested in it. So I took a picture to remind myself to keep an eye on it. Riftbreaker. I took a picture while walking past super quickly. Looks like a top-down action game. Kind of similar to like twin stick shooters and stuff like that. It looked really cool from the 5 minutes of it that I saw, so I took a picture of that one too. Boyfriend Dungeon, level up your love. This looked weird, and I wanted to know more, so I took a picture. I haven't found out anything about it yet, but I wanted to know more. So I'm keeping an eye on that one just because it looks ridiculous. Hold on, what is this? Ministry of Broadcast. That's what that was. This is what happens when you're like forced through by the crowds and you can only stop for half a second. I didn't want to stop and take a look at the game, but I was definitely interested in it. Ministry of Broadcast, just the name alone just makes me kind of interested. So I don't have anything else to say about that one. I didn't get a chance to see it, but I took a picture of it. Panzer Paladin looks like a platformer where instead of being a fast, agile little dude like Shovel Knight or something like that, you are a big, heavy, buff guy. It looks freaking amazing. You're walking around, you're smashing things with the giant sword and shield, you're wearing big-ass heavy armor. It looks cool. It looks like a different take on the typical small, agile dude versus big boss guys. I'm really interested in that one. Deliver Us the Moon Fortuna, I believe, and again, I did not get a chance to take a look at it too closely, is either a space shuttle or a lunar lander simulator, but like a future lunar lander simulator. So you're not landing the Eagle on Tranquility Base or anything like that. You are landing like a futuristic space program, or leading a futuristic space program to the moon, and it looks really cool. I have to find out more about that one, though. This is a picture from the Sky Bridge. Super blurry because apparently I can't hold my camera steady. If you've never been to a PAX convention or a convention in general, I've only really been to PAX and maybe one or two others, but it's hard to see. But this goes back maybe a football field and a half, so about 150 meters, 150 yards or so. And this is only about a quarter of the convention. There's a lot there. And the convention center is specifically rated to hold 50,000 people comfortably, so there's about 100,000 people there. Witchstone, a living world simulator. A living world sandbox RPG. That was it. Sorry, I had to finish my coffee there. Witchstone, a living world sandbox RPG, where basically, if they can deliver on half of what they say they're going to do, it looks like it'll be interesting. The things that you do affect the people around you, which affects the world. If you save somebody, then they go on to build up the world and stuff like that. You save the blacksmith improves, stuff like that. It looks really, really cool, but I didn't get a chance to put too much time into it. The graphics look like... I mean, the graphics are graphics. I don't really care what a game looks like. It looked kind of cartoony, but it looks like if they can do half of what they say they can do, it'll be an impressive game. Out of Space by Behold Studios. If you haven't heard of Behold Studios, I can't remember what they make right now. God damn it. Oh yeah. Behold Studios makes Knights of Pen and Paper, Galaxy of Pen and Paper, and the Sexy Brutale. All kinds of stuff like that. It looks like they're making a game called Out of Space, which appears to be a co-op life management space station building simulator. It looks ridiculous. It gives you notifications like, your friend is too dirty, you need to clean them. So it looks like it could definitely be interesting. I generally like the stuff that Behold Studios does, so I'm interested. I want to see what they do. Splitgate Arena Warfare. I did not get a picture of what this is, but I swear to God, this is the game that looked the most interesting to me from a multiplayer competitive perspective. This is the Portal shooter. Every character has the ability to create a portal, and you're trying to kill each other. That's literally all it is, but it looks like it could be really cool if it's done right. Phonoxo was really interested in that one. What else we got here? Deceive Inc., which is a co-op spy game. You're supposed to infiltrate a location and retrieve information, retrieve items, take out certain people, stuff like that. It looks really, really cool. It's co-op, which always appeals to me, and it means like tactical communications and stuff like that to get through. Imagine Payday, but instead of robbing a bank, you're trying to stay stealthy. There was Samurai Showdown again. Barotrauma from Daedalic Entertainment. The 2D co-op online multiplayer drowning simulator in space. You have sold me, sir. Or ma'am. That is all I know about this game. You can kind of see some of the screenshots down below. Or screens from it down below, but I mean, that's really all you need to do to sell me on a game. Co-op, online, drowning simulator in space. Alright. I don't know how much you're gonna charge for it, but I'm interested in trying it out. Let me know. Sniper Elite V2 Remastered is coming. I don't know, and I did not get a chance to ask because every time that we passed by here, I was forced to move along. But I don't know if that means it's going to be campaign co-op. Really hoping it does, because I would play the shit out of that. I loved Sniper Elite 3. I love Sniper Elite 4. Matt and I played through both of those. They were a lot of fun. I'd love to go back to V2 and try it again. Warsaw. I did not see anything. Oh, Warsaw was a game set in Poland during a war, and there wasn't much that I could see about it because, again, I was pushed along pretty quick. Which is usually when I take pictures, but it looked really good. It looked like it was kind of had a maybe either a trench warfare kind of feel to it, like a trench warfare survival game. You're not actually fighting; you're just trying to survive in the trenches, or a This War of Mine feel where you're not actually even a soldier. But it's definitely something I want to keep my eye on. Enter the Gungeon has a new expansion coming out called A Farewell to Arms, which I'm pretty sure implies that it's going to be the last one. That makes me sad, but I love Enter the Gungeon, so I'm okay with that. Starship Commander, Command Your Story. I feel like I saw this last year as well. This one says arcade. I'm not sure if that means that they've given up on anything else, but Starship Commander looked really cool. You're basically the captain of a starship ordering people around and building a story around that, like a narrative. So, keeping an eye on that one. That's not a picture. Oh, and I found him, guys. Don't worry. I found Waldo. Oh, there was this guy that was a fucking awesome Thor cosplay. Cosplay. There was this guy that was this fucking awesome Thor cosplay. He even had the axe. It was so good. Stormbreaker? I don't remember what his axe was called. But yeah, we just had to take a picture of him. Photographs from 11-Bit Studios, which are the same guys that made 10 Million and You Must Build a Boat. I don't play those games on the channel because they're very simple and repetitive, but I loved 10 Million and I loved You Must Build a Boat, so I'm not sure what Photographs is going to be. It looked like, you can kind of see it down below, it looks like it's going to be a puzzle game, like a kind of in the vein of Incredible Machine, if you've ever played those, but I have no idea. But I'm interested. I love the studio, I love their games. And that's all I had for photos. There were a bunch of other things there. I didn't actually do any panels. What ended up happening is we got late starts on both Friday and Sunday, so we were only there for about 4.5, 5 hours tops. And honestly, that's kind of enough to do everything that you want to, unless you're doing panels or you're you want to meet specific people at like signings or something like that, then you got to spend more time there. But I didn't want to meet anybody at signings. I got fortunate enough to get an autograph from Pro Jared and the Waffle crew from Dice Camera Action. But I really wasn't... I'm really not about the panels. I didn't even look at the panel schedule. Just because I don't want to spend the time that I have at PAX listening to somebody else speak. Sometimes I'll do it for like the exclusive stuff. Like 2 years ago, I sat in for the Mass Effect Andromeda panel. I also went and saw Markiplier and Friends panel, which there wasn't one this year, unfortunately. But there was a Jacksepticeye one that I could have gone to, and I decided not to. Because I'm not that diehard of a fan. I mean, if I run into them, it'd be like, hey, I love your stuff. Thanks very much for doing it. But it's not the everything to me, if that makes sense. Panels are difficult for me to do. I don't like sitting still for that much when there's so much else to do. But then at the same time, I don't want to sit down and play a game for the same reason, so I'm kind of fucked. I go to the convention and I don't do anything. There was one other game that I saw that I was really interested in. It's called Night Call. I can't believe I didn't take a picture of it. I saw it on Friday and I was hoping to come back on Sunday and talk to the devs more. But it looked like a kind of narrative GTA investigative thriller, if that makes sense. Basically, you're playing a taxi driver in Paris. You're picking up fares, you're dropping them off, you have to manage your money and you have to manage your gas. You have to use your money to get gas, and you have to use gas to get money by driving people around. But there's a serial killer on the loose, and it's one of your passengers. So you're picking people up, you're dropping them off, you're also asking them questions about whether or not they've seen the killer, what they can remember about them if they do, and you have to find the killer or the killer is going to kill you next. And you have a certain number of days to do it. And the thing that got me was that I was talking to one of the developers about it, and I was like, so it's randomized every time? And they're like, yes, it's randomized out of 12 passengers. And I'm like, oh, only 12 passengers? And she's like, there's 200 passengers. And I was like, I'm in. It has a really interesting noir aesthetic. So yeah, I'm really upset that I didn't get a picture of it, but Night Call is what it's called, and I'm really interested in it. The only other thing that I really did there was Sunday we spent far too much money on far too many things. I don't have a picture of it, but we went to the Think Geek booth, and I guess I can get a picture from their website, and I saw a Bloodborne statue. The Bloodborne Hunter statue. And I told Kylan, if you're not buying that, I'm going to buy it for you. And then he didn't buy it, so I bought it for him. And then because it was, a certain amount of money, they also gave me this Zelda sword. Because it's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Doesn't work very well for me. There we go. But yeah. This little thing is super cheap, but I like it. It's a very good aesthetic. I also bought a Shovel Knight plushie. I love Shovel Knight. We haven't done it on the channel, so it's not necessarily obvious, but fucking love Shovel Knight. I bought this game for like 3 friends because I love Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight is awesome, so I got that plushie. I also got a plushie for Third from Isbrid Studios, who, if you don't know who Isbrid is, they made Valhalla and are making Nirvana. And I got a plushie of Jill from Valhalla, and I sent it to Third, who should be getting it today, I think. Probably still asleep. But I also asked them some questions about Nirvana. I told them that I just recently finished Valhalla for the first time, and they were like, awesome! So they were really cool. They were a really cool booth. But I already know I'm going to play Nirvana, so I didn't look too closely at that. There were some other minor things that I got. I got a Penny Arcade mug. That's why I've been drinking from it. We also saw these beanbag chairs called Yogimbo. Yogibo. Yogibo. Something like that. And they were the most comfortable chairs that I've ever sat in, ever. And I bought one because I'm an idiot. Because my wife talked me into it. So we're going to go pick that up hopefully this weekend, but they were really good. But the last thing that I bought that I really shouldn't have bought is going to take me a second. Hold on. You may have heard of this. But this, oh god, is Gloomhaven. This box weighs 25 pounds. 9.8 kilograms. It is very heavy. It contains, let's see here, 95 scenarios, 17 playable classes, 47 different enemy types, an evolving map board, over 1,700 cards. Let's see here. Gloomhaven is a cooperative game of tactical combat in a unique, evolving fantasy world. Each player will assume the role of a hardened mercenary with their own personal motives. Together, players will fight through a campaign of scenarios that reacts and changes based on the player's actions, creating a unique game state full of discovered treasure, retired adventurers, and permanent choices. Each scenario offers players deep tactical decisions, where ability cards have multiple uses, and using the right ability at the right time can mean the difference between success and failure. Gloomhaven offers streamlined tactical combat without dice against fully automated enemies, each with their own unique behavior patterns. In this box, players will find a fully realized fantasy campaign experience of unparalleled scope and depth. So it's got things like, as you finish the campaign, you have to, or finish an adventure. Oh god. Oh, it's so fucking heavy. Okay. As you finish the adventure, you have to mark up the board for things that have happened. There's sealed envelopes that we're not allowed to open until the game tells us to. We have to keep track of things like town finances and whatnot. It looks real good. So, I only got it because Kylan said that he was interested in it, and I said I would. He said he would go halvesies on it, so we're hoping to set up a regular game night for that in the near future. Probably won't be recorded, but that's not the point. It looks like it's going to be a really fun game. The base version of that costs $150 fucking dollars. It's a very expensive game. Other than that, that was kind of the weekend. We ended up playing a lot of Mario Kart when we were in our downtime here at home. Turns out that Phenoxo is a fucking champ, except for the times that Eleni unseated him, and it was a lot of fun. We tried out Super Mario Party. We tried out New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, and we tried out Jackbox. And at the time, I thought I should record all of this so that you guys can play along or have fun too. And then I realized I just didn't want to do it. It was just kind of a weekend, you know? So yeah, that's kind of the story of the PAX weekend. It was there was a lot to it. I was very tired yesterday when Phenoxo and Sonara left. But I had a lot of fun. As I previously mentioned, I do PAX East every single year. At least one day, usually two. Now that they're going to 4 days, maybe 3, but probably 2. We're also doing Gen Con later this year. I'm going to all 4 days of that. I'm getting a hotel. Phenoxo is going to that. Tyler is going to that. I think Gardeford might be going, but I'm not sure about that. That might be wrong. But we're all going to be going to Gen Con to hang out as well, so that'll be a lot of fun. I guess the only other thing that I wanted to mention was that we hit 900 subscribers. Yay! 900 subscribers. It's awesome. It feels like a lot for what it is that we do. There's so many Let's Play channels out there that you could be watching. And you guys choose to watch this one, so I'm really very thankful. I'm not thankful for the shirt continuing to bunch up like this. But Sorry, we've been doing some newer games lately. Resident Evil 2, Ace Combat 7, stuff like that. It's not the usual for us, but I'm not opposed to it either. It's just the way it's worked out. There's some new games that are coming out that we're super interested in as well. Generation Zero is one that I can think of off the top of my head. Wolfenstein the Youngbloods looks interesting. We're probably going to be doing the Halo the Master Chief Collection. I'm not sure who I'm going to do that with yet, but it's going to happen. Steel Division 2 is going to be coming out. I might do that with Matt. So there's a lot of new games that are coming out. Not necessarily that I'm going to do, but that we might do. Sometimes we just play games to play games. So yeah. But other than that, that's kind of all I wanted to say. Just give you guys kind of a hint of what I saw at PAX East that I thought was interesting. If you saw a game at PAX East or have a game that you think that we might like that's coming out soon, let me know in the comments down below, and we'll take a look at it. But yeah, that's kind of it. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure to click that like button down below if you liked it. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, ding that bell, support us on Patreon, all of that stuff. And I'll see you guys next time.